So, I guess, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while, and this video is well overdue. And there's a few reasons for that. Well, there's just one main reason for that, really. I've just been super busy. And the whole reason for this channel was that I wasn't gonna, one, I was gonna be honest, but I also wasn't gonna kill myself in the process just to get something out there. Because also that's not being authentic to having a holistic approach to training and having a holistic approach to performance. If it's gonna take something away from it, I wasn't gonna do it. And I've just been slammed with work, with then obviously trying to fit in training and prepare for my last race. But yeah, so here we are. We're gonna talk about Nice 70.3, my first pro race following injury. So let's crack on. Okay, so it's been what, 5 weeks? Possibly too many, but definitely too many. But yeah, so my general thoughts on it were, it was better than outdoors, not hard, but it's still better than it. But I still feel that there's so much more to give. In terms of the free sports, the swim, it was pitch black. I completely didn't calculate for that and didn't bring any clear goggles. There was no swim warm-up, no warm-up at all. I literally just swam with Ruth, had a happy time. Thank you, Ruth, for the navigation. Definitely felt I was swimming very much within myself, but I knew I couldn't go ahead, I couldn't go behind or whatever, I couldn't necessarily max out because I didn't know where I was going anyway. So it happened. The bike, power's a bit down. To be honest, sort of didn't really enjoy it for the first half and then actually really enjoyed it. The climb was a bit down on power, and then the descent, I just sort of took a gamble. There's one thing I've really been struggling with is the descending confidence following a big crash I had last summer. And Nice was a massive turning point for me. I sort of got that back over being out in the Alps for 3 months, but I decided to then gamble it and be like, you have the skills and the confidence to ride this really hard. And I actually got back a lot of time on the descent, thankfully. Really enjoyed it. And then the end of the bike was weird. Like, my power had been a bit down throughout, but I suddenly felt super, super tired, which I shouldn't have. I kept my nutrition, kept everything together. I just felt really tired, and I was like, oh God, okay, hopefully, when you get on the run, it'll be much better, because often that happens. You've got to go through the dark parts to get into the light parts, all that crap. Anyway, got into T2. I was so tired, knackered. Bizarre, as I've been doing a lot of long riding as well. Anyway, just started the run, and from the start of the run, as if I'd bonked. Like, it was just bizarre. As I said, my nutrition was all on point. I'd taken a lot on. It's just gone. And it's not like when you try to get to 15k and you're like, okay, cool, 5k to go, but 21k, only having done a 15k long run as well and worried about my hip, it was a long way home. But we got there in the end. I pretty much had to run feed station to feed station, walk through the feed station, take on as much Coke as possible, and run on. So it was slower than it should have been, half walking, half running, but got it done. And it's ironic because actually we take it 10 days back, my hip flared up literally 10 days before the race, and I spent pretty much 3 days in bed crying, being like, why did it have to happen now? I finally got to a place, I'm fit, this is probably the best form I've ever been in, and then this is going to happen. So we had to take a different approach for race day. We sort of didn't run quite as much as we wanted to into it, and I could only do 20 minutes before it started hurting, so we only did 20 minutes. But on race day, obviously the only thing that didn't hurt was my hip, so I couldn't stop. Even in my head I was sort of joking to myself, I was like, well, it'd be great if my hip hurt, I could finish this quickly. But no, so got it done. I said everything hurt apart from my hip. It was probably the hardest 21k I've ever done in terms of just running on empty for 21k and watching a race that you know you could do better in. Not necessarily, I'm not going to say it would have been that much better, but just a performance that I would be happy that it represents where I'm at, even just averagely, because I really haven't had that this year. Like for once I have it in training, but I don't have it in racing. But I suppose it's better. But yeah, so overall it was an improvement, and it was good to be back out there really. I have struggled with my hip since, and I have struggled with feeling like I didn't put out the performance I wanted to, but at least it's a performance at the end of the day, and at least I'm racing. And hopefully next week, because now I've only got 1 week because it's taken me so long to do this video, it'll be a different story and we can move on, but I don't know, so we'll see. So yeah, so I'm back for a bit. I do definitely want over the off season. I think off season happening after this race, who knows. I do definitely want to get into more regular patterns of doing some more videos, being more like just more consistent really, and that's the dream of everything, right? But as I said, I'm not going to do anything that's going to take away from my health, my mental health, and my physical health, and ultimately my main goal is to perform. So that's what I haven't been doing, and I guess that's a open and honest way of doing it. But yeah, so on to the next. Not really sure how I feel about Portugal. I just want to get it done. I'm excited to get back out there, but also I just want to do myself justice and finish this season just proud of myself, and that's it really. It doesn't really matter where I come. I think it's a bonus. There's a lot of people on the start list, a lot of great names, so I think just finishing not disappointed is a bonus really. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, as always, give this a big thumbs up if you like what you see. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. There will be more, I promise. And yeah, if you have any questions or comments, just hit them below and I'll be sure to reply. Have a good one, and if you're in Portugal, see you out there.